I think these guys are going to be right up my street. They are Gaerea? I don't know how to quite say it, but their new song Hellbound, which I have no idea what it's about, but we're going to try and pick out, as always, some mental health themes in there. Now, this is a band that I have heard of, and I've heard the name being bandied about a little bit recently. I think they're gaining a little bit of traction. Anyway, should we get into this song? I'm excited. Atmospheric. Pause it here. So much to unpick, but before we get started, I'm just going to mention that I know that most people watching my videos aren't subscribed to me, and subscribing is a really easy way to support me and support my channel. I speak about this all the time, but I have so many big ideas about how I want to use this platform for good, so I really appreciate every single subscriber. If you want to go one step further, you can become a channel member, which is like mere pounds, but you can get member shout outs, members only shorts, access to videos early, and all kinds of cool perks. So anyway, let's carry on. Very interesting lyrics so far. The first thing that comes to mind is like that first opening line, which is, I wear my sins a second skin, a broken heart buried within. So much to unpack with those lyrics, but my interpretation here is that second skin that we're referring to is almost like bravado. It's like this, I'm going to put this front on and behave in certain ways because it's almost easier to do that than show the broken heart and the vulnerability within. I'd rather people see that side rather than the other stuff, and I think there's also something there about how vulnerability is sometimes received by people, and so this is like a defense mechanism that we put up these walls because it either means that it's a distraction, it's like a look at this, not this kind of scenario, or it's a keep people away kind of thing, because if people get too close, then it could leave me open to the potential for getting hurt. So I'm just going to keep people at arm's length, put this bravado on, because it's an effective way to keep people out. Thinking about that whole thing of bravado as well, I do feel like sometimes society punishes vulnerability more than it does other kinds of self-destructive type behaviours, you know, especially for men. Oh God, is this like, am I speaking out of turn here when I say that I feel like society rewards men being more like angry and aggressive rather than being emotional? Keep running circles in my mind. I'm a prisoner I can't redefine. Another day, another scar, we can't escape who we are. So whatever this front is that you're putting on, and whatever this bravado looks like, this mask that you're wearing looks like, being stuck in the identity of that and feeling like you can't shake it, almost being like feeling stuck, going in circles in this inner turmoil and just sitting on this, whatever it is deep down inside that you can't express and you can't process because you don't feel able to for whatever reason that is. But it does keep you feeling like a prisoner, and it's almost like, unless I'm able to address that, I can't redefine that. I'm just sat with it. And so every day is almost more hurtful because it just continues to feel like that. It continues to feel like this front. I wear the guilt like a crown of thorns, a king of nothing, always torn. That crown of thorns idea, it's like punishing myself in front of everybody so that people can see that. I feel like that's getting at, that sense of feeling like you don't deserve to be okay, you don't deserve to get better, you deserve to be punished, to have your sins paraded in front of everybody because that's what you deserve. And this idea of being a king of nothing, it's like I'm responsible for everything whilst also being powerless to whatever, feeling out of control. And then the next part, I feel so fake. I just feel like this is getting at identity, almost like your identity becomes entangled with that, what we've spoken about. This is my identity. My identity is synonymous with suffering, is synonymous with being self-destructive and showing my guilt and my shame and all of that stuff and putting that on, almost like on display for everybody to see. And that idea as well of bite my tongue till it bleeds or something, right at the top, yeah. I bite my tongue till it bleeds. I'm a liar with too many needs. Again, just speaks to that idea of like being a burden to others. So I'm just going to bite my tongue, even if it's bad for me, even if it isn't good for me to do that, even if it hurts me, and even if it keeps me stuck, I'm going to do it anyway because I'm a burden. It's almost like just only being able to see your own toxicity, your own negative influence on other people, and not, it's such a hopeless, depressive way of seeing yourself, isn't it? But that's so true for a lot of people, which is so sad. I burn like fire, hellbound and free, lost in the flames. I burn like fire. Fire is so destructive, isn't it? Things like self-harm, it can be about this sense of gaining control back. So I feel like I'm stuck and I feel like I can't get out of it, so therefore I'm going to take control of my own suffering, and it almost gives a sense of freedom. Part of therapy sometimes is about realizing how we can replace that feeling with something more helpful, but all I'm sort of trying to do is put in words to an experience that a lot of people feel. Let's carry on and then we will unpick the rest of them.
This
Oh, that is just beautiful. Yeah, I just wrote a few notes like during that then, 'cause if I don't write it down, it'll go out of my head. It'll just poof, go. The lyrics there were about, you say you love me, but I know the truth. I'm just the bullet in the gun that you use. Again, coming back to that conversation before about only being able to see how toxic you are, and I'm only able to see how I'm bad for people, and almost being really skeptical of people. Like, no matter how much you tell me that you love me and you need me, my experiences have taught me that that's not true, that I'm a bad person, I don't deserve it, I'm just a ghost that you can't cut loose. It's so self-depreciating, isn't it? And then this is an interesting lyric as well. I crave the pain, I crave the fight. Dancing on the edge of a knife. Chaos for me feels familiar. Chaos is where I'm comfortable, weirdly, and even though I want to change and I want to get out of this cycle, because we've spoke about being stuck and a prisoner and all that kind of stuff, getting free means moving away from the familiar, and it's almost like the unknown. I don't know what that looks like. No wonder you end up dancing on the edge of a knife and craving the fight, because it's all you know. It feels like home. And then this lyric here, I can't let go and I don't know why. Oh, I feel like that is such a human line, because if there's one thing I hear in therapy a lot from people, it's this phrase, I don't know why. Desperately trying to figure out why they behave in a certain way and why they feel a certain way. And that's why I always say that psychoeducation, knowledge is power when it comes to healing, because if you don't understand something, how can you ever deal with it and change it? The pieces of the puzzle aren't fitting together yet, and we need to understand how these pieces of the puzzle all fit together in order to move through it and process it and kind of, you know, get a full picture, if you like. I also think there's something there about being skeptical of people. You say you need me, but I know the truth. It's like coming back to what we were talking about before in terms of keeping people at arm's length. If I let people in, it leaves me vulnerable to being hurt, especially if that's been your experience previously. So I'm going to keep people at arm's length and I'm going to keep pushing people away so that I protect myself. But in the same way, you're also hurting yourself by doing that, because you don't feel connected and close to anybody. So it's a bit like a vicious cycle. No amount of people telling me, regardless of what other people think, and no amount of people telling me what they think, I still know that this is how it is, and that's what's keeping you stuck, isn't it? Because you won't accept anything other than what fits with your own narrative about yourself. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. As always, if you do have any other thoughts to add about this song or any other song suggestions or anything, leave them in the comments below. I really appreciate you being here with me for this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!